Fellow town meeting members, I have 8 slides to explain why the Citizens Article 28 is so important and why Walnut Street needs speed humps, not bumps, speed humps. Let me start the slides. The problem is that Walnut Street is dangerous and very unsafe. By Lexington standards, it's very narrow. At its widest, it's 22 feet. Most roadways in Lexington and even local streets are at least 24 feet wide. And as the slide shows, and as you can read, there have been some serious crashes on Walnut Street. The abutters feel unsafe, and as they will say themselves from the balcony, abutters have long wanted remediation and action. And when we have major construction starting at the end of the year on Concord Avenue, Walnut Street will become a major cut through. So safety is key. The solution, which is proposed by the town study group, is that there should be medians in the center of Walnut Street plus pavement side markings. And at the medians, the proposal is that Walnut Street will be boxed out to widen it. But these medians will cause cars and fire trucks to go around the medians, and conceivably the fire trucks can go over them. But the street is very narrow, and one instance is that the island at the bottom of Walnut Street at Concord Avenue have been smashed into numerous times. Article 28 proposes speed humps or speed cushions instead of medians. Speed cushions would be engineered to let the fire trucks go over them without any obstacles. Now, there are 2 reports. Transportation Study Group, which is the town officials study group, and then they had a consultant called TEC, which recommended speed cushions in a technical report last year. Now, the reason humps or cushions make sense is that Shade Street has had 7 humps for more than a decade, and there seemed to be no problem. Boston has installed many humps. Cambridge and Somerville have humps, and humps can be put in place at different heights so they can impede vehicles at different speed depending whatever the town wants. So I ask, why not opt for a proven technology, humps? Now, here are the costs. You can see on this slide, humps are somewhat less expensive than medians, and in addition, there's less work that has to be done to the street itself because there's no widening of the street, which would be essential for medians. And the money for either medians or humps is already in the street improvement budget. So there's no new appropriation cost, and the money is already in the budget. So humps cost somewhat less and conceivably considerably less. The fire chief, Lexington's fire chief, told me that in the last 2 years, there were 50 visits to the Potter Pond, Walnut Street area. 15 of those trips were for fires. But the chief, Senkabau, has said on several occasions and in writing that humps will slow response times by up to 10 seconds per hump. He's also very concerned about humps increasing maintenance costs on his vehicles. He is okay with medians, but I'm not sure, and the abutters are not sure how medians are better than cushions. They would present we think, bigger obstacles than humps. Now, the conclusion, final slide, is that humps and cushions are less expensive. Medians, we think, would cause more accidents than humps. The tech report somewhat supports our conclusions. And the issue for town meeting voters is whether fire response times in seconds being slower or better than head on crashes on Walnut Street. And the final point is humps work everywhere else across the Commonwealth. And why not add to our already existing humps in Lexington? Thank you.